Hi friends, welcome back. This is Kara. Let's talk today about what NICUs look like. So NICUs can look a lot of different ways. Some have rooming and options. These are not always rooms with doors. Sometimes they're just rooms with curtains, and they have varying levels often of spaces where a parent can sleep. Not always is there enough room for two parents. Sometimes it's just like a cushioned bench that's a little bit wider. Sometimes it is like a cot or some other type of just bedding. It's not usually like a hotel room type accommodation. From what I have researched and from the workshops that I have attended, it sounds like some hospitals are moving towards more evidence-based care because we know that NICU babies do better with their parents, like all babies, to build more NICUs that have better, more comfortable rooming and options, more privacy, so that you don't have to be exposed to some of the things that can come from being in a NICU for a long period of time. A lot of people find NICUs to be really overstimulating. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of beeping from machines, there's a lot of bright lights and people coming and going. So when you are already experiencing a lot of stress and tension and trauma from having a child in the NICU, and you're also feeling and experiencing the experiences of other families who may be having a bad day and sometimes like the worst day of their life, it can be really, really hard and really traumatic. So I want to have that be kept in mind because it is, I can't stress enough how much it is necessary for you to feel supported and for you to feel like you have space to grieve and reimagine and be held in what parenting looks like, even if that parenting journey looks different than you ever imagined. And it's really scary because you matter, your trauma matters, and your child matters. And it can feel really really tough, really scary, really disillusioning when you see your baby in that state. So I'm just gonna move forward into some of them do not have rooming and options, but they do have private rooms. So your baby will be in their own hospital room, again, with either a door or a curtain. There's usually a chair so that you can sit bedside. Sometimes they're open floor plans. So it's usually a wide open room or a more horse-shaped style wing that has multiple different hospital beds for NICU babies and excuse me, has chairs next to them. Some of those styles, either the ones that have curtains or that are more open, will have a visiting room, a private visiting room. Those can be really helpful if you don't have the option of having a private room, if you want to pump, if you want to leave and have a more private conversation, if you want to get away and just take a moment for yourself, or just be with you and your child, or meet with a provider in a more private setting, or just access support. I mean, being able to pick up the phone and call your support people while you are in there and not feel like you're having a conversation in front of a lot of other people can just be what you need in that moment to feel safe, and like you can do this and move to the next minute, the next hour, the next day. Sometimes NICUs have visiting hours. Sometimes they're open access and 24/7. So that's something to be mindful of if your NICU does not have a rooming in option, is when can you come? Sometimes it is, they say, you know, you can come between these hours and these hours, but when we're doing shift changeover, like you have to wait. sometimes depending on whether or not you may be in a program, like if you're in a treatment program that is maybe attached to the hospital, you may only get a certain number of visitation hours per day, based on the program and the hospital policy. So the other thing to keep in mind is if you are at a program that is off-site or you cannot receive transportation, asking if you can have the social worker set up video visits with baby, because you would be amazed. It is absolutely incredible. Very young babies already know the sound of your voice. They already know the sound of your voice when they were in your tummy. Babies can also smell you. Like when you walk into the room, your baby knows who you are simply by your scent. So just being able to hear your voice or to smell you and shorter visits, and they know that you're there, and that's really, really important to their healing and their thriving. The other thing that you can do is sometimes you can get little voice cards where you can like record a message, and when it opens, they're relatively cheap. It will play a message, and you can ask the nurses or hospital staff to do that periodically throughout the day when they enter your child's room, so that your child is soothed by your voice. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the supports that you might find helpful in another video, but I just wanted to name this really quick during while the topic was up about visitation. Also, there's like stuffed animals that you can do the same with that can also be really helpful and a really beautiful gesture that can feel like a lot of support in that moment. If you have any other suggestions, feel free to reach out, drop them in the comments. As always, love learning in this community with you, and I hope that we can continue to grow together. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.